Hey guys, what's going on? So, an interesting topic to talk about. In Ireland, there are two primary bodybuilding organisations in which to compete in: the RBBF and Nabba. Nabba and the RBBF. So, we're a small country. Okay, look, we're a country of, 4 million, give or take a couple of 100,000. Within that, maybe there's 2,000 bodybuilders. It's like everyone knows everyone. You know, it's a small circle. However, what seems to be the case, instead of uniting under the one banner and fucking supporting each other, what seems to be the case is people seem to be petty and they seem to be arguing about which organization is fucking better to compete in, NABA or IBBF. Now, I've had experience with both of them. I know people who've experienced the good and the bad with both of them. Therefore, I've decided to discuss Nabba versus IBBF. Which one is better? What one should you compete in? I think I'm gonna outline the pros and cons and why I think they are pros and cons, and essentially where on a national level and an international level what matters. So essentially RBBF is the Irish rep for the IFBB, and essentially to be able to compete internationally in the Ireland Classics and amateur divisions and the Olympia amateurs and certain things like that, you have to be represented by the RBBF. You have to be the Irish rep, that kind of thing. You have to qualify by competing at the nationals or winning your class or winning the nationals, or winning the spring classic. So that's essentially what the RBBF functions as it's essentially like the NPC except in Ireland minus the offering of the pro cards. Whereas NABA it's a little bit different. NABA is at its core an amateur organization. However, I think it is a bigger organization here in Ireland. It has a larger number of competitors, and to be able to compete at the Worlds and the Universe, and you have to again compete at the Nationals in October. Win your class to earn your place as the Irish rep on the NABA Irish team. So pros for both of the organizations. I think in the international scale of things, the RBBF does offer you more opportunity. And my case in point is Blessing. The first athlete in Ireland to win 2 pro qualifying shows, and decisively Ireland's best bodybuilder at the moment. Would he have been able to do that without the RBBF? No, because he is essentially the rep in a sense of the RBBF. He's a Arnold Junior Classic winner, Arnold Classic Junior winner, and it's like he wouldn't have been able to even compete in the juniors had he not competed in the nationals. He was the rep. He was representative of the Irish winning, member in the IFBB in Ireland. But the problem is, he's literally won. We have 2 IFBB pros, bodybuilding pros. We have Carol Stuglick, Petarda Stuglick, and Blessing. Now Blessing does represent Ireland. whereas Carl does not. He doesn't live here anymore. But again, the RBBF, case in point, it allowed him the opportunity to win his pro card. However, the negatives about the RBBF, I think the running of the shows are low standard for what they should be. Whereas most shows will have a morning show with the pre-judging, whereas all the classes run through separately. You have time between the night show and the pre-judging, the finals, and the pre-judging. You don't in the RBBF. It's all a bit mishmash. You go in, you do your pre-judging, and then whatever, like 3 classes later, your finals will be on after someone else was pre-judging. It's not well organized, which is a pity, because like when I think of bodybuilding, I think of Mr. Olympia, fucking Jay Cutler, Kevin Leroney, and the best of the best internationally compete in the IFBB hands down. The winner of the Nabba Universe would get smoked by Phil Heath. Come on, I mean, look, the winner of the pro like, the pro Nabba pros are like, look, in case Tony Matt failed to win his pro card in the British, in the UK BFF, in the UK BBF. However, he earned his pro card in Nabba. Case in point, it's like he wasn't good enough to win his, like, he's a great bodybuilder, hands down, don't get me wrong. He didn't earn his IFBB pro card, whereas the Britons offer, unlike the RBBF, the British IFBB Federation offer a pro card for the overall winner of the show. He failed to do that, but he became a Nabba pro. And I think when it comes down to it, a lot of people who can't make the IFBB pros, they aren't eligible, like they don't have the genetics, or they don't have the shape, or they just don't make it as an IFBB pro, in many cases have turned the Nabba pro, become a Nabba pro. Anyway, look, case in point, RBBF offers the opportunities. If you have what it takes, if you have the genetic potential, it offers the opportunities. Case in point, no one thought Blessing was going to be an IFBB pro when he started off, but due to the RBBF's presence in Ireland, he is. He is now. He is Ireland's best bodybuilder at the moment, hands down, hands and above everybody else. And he competes in the IFBB, higher standard. So it is a pity that the fucking organization isn't around better, like, because, like, look, it needs a revamping. Mick Woolman has done a formidable job. He'd get guest posers. I remember the first time I went down, Kai Green was there. When I competed, Sean Roden was there. William Bonac was there earlier as well. Ronnie Coleman came in a few years earlier as well. It's like, but there hasn't been a guest poser. He hasn't been able to get a guest poser to come over. It's meant to be entertainment when it comes down to it, but when you're watching a show and it's literally whatever, one big mishmash, ran straight through in one big go, people are going to get bored. They're not going to want to sit there and watch. You need that break in between the two portions of the show, for the athlete's sake as well. Like, Paul Byrne and Siobhan Byrne have done a great job in running the Mr. Ireland Nabba here, and the way it's ran is they treat you as an athlete. The lighting at the shows has always been phenomenal. At the Olympia, it's in Vicar Street this year. I watched many a thing in Vicar Street. phenomenal venue, you know, whereas the RBBF is in UL, the lighting is, it's in a lecture, it's in a concert hall, it's not bodybuilding lighting, and you're looking down at the athletes, whereas you should be either looking up or straight ahead at the athletes. Looking down on them, and the lighting isn't great. I mean, it's not a bodybuilding venue. Come on, I mean, you can do a fucking better job. Like, now, hopefully, the RBBF does change hands in the future. Maybe David Geller will get it because he would do a good job because he's a competitor. He knows what the competitor wants, what the competitor deserves, how it should be done in an IFBB show. You want to represent the best organization in the world the best you can in your amateur federation. Now, again, back to Nabba. Paul Byrne has done a great job. I remember I was a nobody. Okay, look, I was a junior. I was a nobody. Came fourth. Whatever. You know, it's like he shouldn't have paid attention to me. He shouldn't have helped me. But fucking hell, you know, I was worried about my music. He himself and Siobhan walked me around the venue. They showed me the thing. They helped me with the DJ. These are the people who are running the show, which are competitive. They are not. There's no egotistical element to them, and it shows in the way they run the show because it's run beautifully. You go in the morning, you have your pre-judging, bam, 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 bam. You can pay separately for the pre-judging. You can pay separately for the finals, which is at 7 p.m. So morning, then you have a few hours during the afternoon to fill up, dehydrate, or whatever you need to do. And it's entertaining. It's entertaining. You know, the announcing is always great. You know, there's always a bit of, you know, pizzazz around it. And to be honest, I will say this. I do think the prestige of winning the Nabba Mr. Ireland holds more weight in Ireland than winning the RBBF Mr. Ireland. A lot of competitors have seemed to have stopped competing in the RBBF, whereas they more have flocked to Nabba. But I do think if you want to be the overall best athlete in your class, you have to win both classes in both organizations. You know, it's simple. I mean, like, look, if you have one Mr. Ireland in one organization, one Mr. Ireland in the other, who's Mr. Ireland? I mean, that's how they used to do it in the old days, you know, when the Olympia wasn't like, you know, that's what you had, the Olympia, you had the Mr. America, you had the Universe. Yeah, like Arnold and all those guys, they used to compete in all the shows, and that's why the Olympia was formed, to be the best of the best. You know, it would be great to get the winner of the Mr. Ireland in one organization and the winner of the Mr. Ireland in the other against each other. And in a few cases, it has happened. 2013, Dean Hoban won both organizations, undisputed Mr. Ireland. That's how it should be. There should be no bias towards. Again, another thing which I find funny is people complain about bias in the judge. I'm going to put it as simply as I can. I've read many a Facebook post, and you have a guy, subpar men's physique guy, or whatever, or classic or something, and they'll write a big long Facebook post and say, "Oh, I didn't fucking work hard enough for the last 8 weeks to be placed out of the top 5 or the top 10. Give it a break, okay? Bullshit, you didn't work hard enough. You obviously didn't work hard enough. You don't have the genetics to compete at a high level. And you know what's funny? Don't complain about your placing. It's like you got what you deserve. People complain about politics. It's like, look, if you're good enough to win a show or place high in a show or win a class, you're going to fucking win your class if you look good enough. If you are at the level you need to be at to win shows. There is no politic bullshit when you're good enough. The people who complain about the placings are the people who coming off. No, they think they've shredded glutes, when in reality it's dripping water, and you know they think their back is on the level of Phil Heath. You know, and then it looks like they've done about 2 rack pulls in their life, and then you know what I mean. It's like, come on, like you're delusional. You're delusional if you really think politics play a huge role. Politics is an excuse for not putting in the work and coming in at a level that the winning level. Like, look, the winners of the shows don't complain because they've come in at the level they need to do to win. When Lachlan Gannon won the Mr. Ireland, did he complain about his placing? No, because he fucking came in, he won the competition, and deservedly so. And Shane Cullen won the RBBF Mr. Ireland. He won it hands down. It's like there was no politic bullshit. That's how it should be. You come in and you win if you're good enough. Don't write a Facebook post when you came 15th in your class or last in your class about how hard you work, because you obviously didn't put in the work and the people were just better than you on the given day. Stop it. It's like you're not gonna. There's no point moaning about something when you know it's your heart. You're covering up for the fact you didn't earn it. So, case in point, which one is better? I think if you were looking to become a professional athlete and you know you have what it takes genetically, the RBBF is the organization you should focus on, because it will offer the opportunity to be an IFBB Pro, which is more prestigious than a Nabba Pro. It's obvious. Again, like Phil Heath, everybody else, IFBB, other organizations. Case in point, look, Ant Bales won the Worlds in 2012. I'm going to say. What happened? He became an IFBB Pro, places out of the top 3 in the 2-on-2 shows. It speaks for itself. The quality is higher in the IFBB. Therefore, internationally, the RBBF allows you to compete in higher quality shows, whereas the Nabba, on a national level, I think, is a better organization. The Irish Nabba organization is better than the RBBF to compete in on a national level. However, look, we're a small country again. It's petty. Why do people argue about this? It's like, it depends on what your goals are. I mean, whatever your goals are, competing one, competing the other. I think if you want to have an overall better experience, compete in both of them. Again, if you're good enough to win your classes, you should win your classes in both of them. I mean, I don't know a junior who hasn't competed in both of them, minus a few who are brainwashed by the whole politic bullshit. But like, granted, I do think it's fair when the older competitors want to compete in one or the other, because it's their show, it's what they get ready to do, and that kind of thing. But I think for people who have an international level of success to aim for, do the RBBF. You want to do well on a national level and be the big fish in the small pond, or rephrase that, if you want to, just keep it national, keep it within, because on an international scale, the world's and universe, it's still formidable, but it's not the Olympia. It's not the Arnold. It's not the amateur Arnold even. So I think it depends. It's like apples and oranges. Where you feel your body can take you, if you can take it to the next level that very few people have been able to, if you have the genetic ability, number one, the shape, the structure, RBBF. If you don't, but you're still a formidable bodybuilder, or you think you're a formidable bodybuilder or competitor, Nabba. I think as a junior, you should do both. Personally, the junior universe and junior worlds, it's a title worth having. I think use it as a stepping stone. So that's it. Nabba versus RBBF, RBBF versus Nabba. Depends on the goals. One isn't really better than the other in terms of the quality on a national level. It's more just international. What are your goals? But I do think the quality of the way the shows is run is light and day. The RBVF could be helped, and the Nabba keep doing as you're doing. So, I mean, that's why people have been put off competing in RBVF, because it's ran so haphazardly. I mean, some years it's been great, some years it hasn't, but Nabba's had such a great standing record of how it's ran. That's why I think people seem to stick with Nabba. But if you're good enough to do both, do both. Don't get involved in the politic bullshit, because it's not really evident if you're good enough to win the shows. That's it. So